I'm Lisa.
And I'm Tammy.
And we're here to talk to you about Wisconsin's transition plan. What would you like the future to look like for people with disabilities in Wisconsin? We'll talk about the transition plan and how you can have a voice.
Do you feel like you don't have a lot of choice and control right now in where you live or where you work and what decisions you get to make? Well, Wisconsin Department of Health Services has the power to increase control and choice in your life. Imagine a life in Wisconsin where a person with a disability can have a job of their choosing, volunteer in their free time, and live in a house in a neighborhood surrounded by friends and have transportation available to get to worship services and visit who they want. That is real choice, and that is what this plan is about.
So, what is going on? The federal government has raised expectations for how all states should treat people with disabilities. Now Wisconsin must make sure that people with disabilities are able to live, work, and make choices about their lives, just the same as people without disabilities.
Wisconsin must have a transition plan that describes how programs like family care, IRIS, legacy waivers, and children's supports meet these new expectations.
Now is your chance to tell the Wisconsin Department of Health Services what you want life for people with disabilities to look like. What should be in their transition plan?
Many people don't have choices in where they work or where they live right now in the community. This plan will expand good choices in communities.
So, does Wisconsin really need to change?
Absolutely.
We've put together a top 10 plan of some of the things that people with disabilities experience routinely across Wisconsin. Many never see their paychecks or SSI checks. They aren't able to spend their money the way they like.
Some make less than a penny an hour and are working jobs that are not a good fit with their skills or their interests.
Some people are isolated all day.
Some have no friends other than paid support staff.
Some can't choose who they live with, what they eat, what to watch on TV, or when they go to bed.
Some don't have a key to the place where they live.
Some don't have access to transportation and other support so they can get to work, shopping, attend a worship service, or volunteer with people without disabilities.
Some work only with other people who also have disabilities.
Some can have visitors when they want to and have rules about who can visit them.
Some are forced to do what is offered, not what they want to do. You either have to go where everyone else is going or not go at all.
So Wisconsin's transition plan should change these things and make sure they don't happen anymore.
Wisconsin's transition plan should show us how services and supports help people with disabilities to live, work, and be involved in their communities.
This is a huge opportunity. Your voice really matters.
Wisconsin will have to change some services.
But this does not mean that people will lose their services. We'll talk more about that later.
Someone's home should be a place where they can make many choices throughout their day. Unfortunately, many residences for people with disabilities in Wisconsin give little control at all over those choices. These places can change and make life better and give people with disabilities more choices.
So what should Wisconsin's transition plan say? The plan should tell us how IRIS, family care, legacy, even children's supports, and money for those services will not be used in places that isolate people with disabilities from their community.
Do you know what isolate means, Lisa?
Why don't you tell me, Tammy?
Anytime a person is mostly alone or only with people with disabilities, and that should change.
So think about it this way. Funds for services for people with disabilities in Wisconsin are weighted heavily towards segregated settings, facilities or residents where people spend most of their time only with people with disabilities. This plan should make sure that funds are used more equally to expand choices for all people so that they can choose a full life.
We will have just 30 days to comment to Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
And we have created a tool to help you make those comments. You can find it at takeastandontheplan.org.
The most important thing you can do is to think about the activities that you might want to be involved in. That job that you really want. Places you can't go to now but would really like to. This is the type of information that can help the Department of Health Services understand that people with disabilities want more choices in their lives.
So if Wisconsin says a service or a provider does not meet these new expectations, and this is really important, it does not mean people lose their services.
The provider or service can stay in business. The only change they need to do is how they do their business. They must think about ways that people with disabilities can help them be around or make friends with people without disabilities, and to be more involved and engaged in their community.
So the deadline to comment is August 31st. Remember, only 30 days. If you need help putting your comments together, our friend John Shaw will help you. You can reach John at 608-267-7707. 608-266-7707.
And please visit us online at takeastandontheplan.org.
So thank you for listening to us, and remember,
Take a stand on the plan.